my progression of how I start the dogs, start to finish is, once we have those good flanks, I'll start to ask the dogs to stop off balance. Okay? When I know that they'll stop off balance, I can start a little bit of driving. Okay? We're going to be skipping some steps here so that you can play around with different things. But
can I ask why?
Why what?
Why they have to be able to do the off balance flanks? Just
what
for
is
the
driving?
Pushing them away from us.
Are they on balance?
No way.
That's why you have to be able to stop.
Okay, gotcha.
Yep. So, first thing we're teaching, move around the sheep. This is how you move well, right? Don't affect the sheep. This is what correct looks like. All right? They know to be here. They now know to stop. They also know what pace is. All right? They're also learning come by and away, because as you move and you say come by, we're saying our words, right? So they're very much learning all the pieces. All right? Once I can get come by and stop here, come by, stop here, or vice versa, then I can start changing this into a drive, like this. Right? All I had to do was turn. And then as my sheep drift, I allow my dog to follow. Driving is, you start out just follow the sheep, okay? So that means if the sheep turn and my dog drifts over there, they can, right? At first, all I want is for the dog to learn to focus on the sheep and keep walking forward, right? I do not want to teach them right off the bat that we flank around while driving, because the most important piece is you will walk and then you will push. All right? So, once we're here, walking. Dog wants to drift off toward balance. I have them lie down. My sheep have now turned. I step out of the way. Okay? So I'm changing the picture so that the dog can continue to focus primarily on the sheep. If I'm here, it's just a short slide to get back to balance. So when the dog slides over, I step back, change the picture, and off we go. Make sense? Now, we still want good flanks driving. So, if you want a push, you step toward the dog, right? Go to the shoulder. Away. I have my distance. Lie down. Off we go. Right? If I want an inside flank, I'm not going to ask them to come in front of me until I have the shape right. I step here. Dog will come this way. Lie down. Off we go. All right? So I can get this shape correct, or I can step across and get this shape. Make sense? Then, as we're driving, my dog's getting quite confident. So I start drifting out, right? I'm allowing them to push them. Now, I get my flank, stop, get my flank. Now I have an inside flank. Make sense? But this piece right here is the last bit that I get, because I want this to be right. Whether that's here or out a ways will depend on your sheep, and it does not matter as long as the dog is right. Okay? Now, how do we add distance to a drive? Do you try to drive the whole length of the field, adjusting your line?
Do the squares so that you're not getting further away, but the dog is driving further.
Correct. We drive here, where dog is starting to go to their limit, so we drive here. And then we drive here. And then we turn them and we drive here, right? So I'm getting the same length. Right? We can drive 200 yards by breaking it up into 50-yard pieces. And so when I start, my squares are very small, but it's drive. If they drift, lie down, drift my sheep, turn the dog, keep moving. Always setting it up so that dog drifts. I step back, send the dog, step into position. Off we go, keeping that triangle. Make sense?
I have a question.
Yes.
So when you need to bring the dog into you, so if they're, instead of going out, they're going too far out, you want to bring them in.
Mhm.
So you said you kind of just turn into them?
You step into their line.
Just step into their line.
And they'll do this,
Okay.
and then you stop.
Okay.
So you step toward the dog for out.
Okay.
You step into the line for in. Makes sense? How many of you guys have started driving? Or are driving? Okay, perfect. We'll just keep plugging away with him, so don't worry. All right. Any questions?
Will you demonstrate the inside flank you do that's not an inside flank with the dog? How you
Push away.
Yeah.
Go toward the dog. Step in. Inside flank. Now, if they go past me, I'll just switch sides and go here.
You're still facing into the sheep, though. You're not like facing the dog. Or do you turn in?
I'll turn in a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah. And I don't have a problem with saying their name here, just to break the contact. But then time to turn them back in. Time.
To me, when I saw you do that the other day with Ashley's dog, it didn't seem like that where it's like you step in because you're not really crossing their line. You're
Right.
kind of stepping from the not crossing their line. I'm like, that just doesn't seem like it would work.
It was ridiculously cool though.
I took my dog out yesterday and worked him, and I tried that, and it's just like,
Yeah.
I didn't. I'm like,
It's crazy.
Are you letting the sheep drift in each of those? You're not like doing this as the dog is in motion, or are you doing this?
No, I'll stop them at first. Yeah, most of the time. Obviously, there are exceptions to every sheepdog rule, but yes, and everything is moving. Yes, but no, I try to stop them at first, just so that I can keep it cleaner. Yeah. Because the first bit is all about just keep it right, so that we're not chasing. I don't want this. And so I really need to stop, set it up, come in, even if it's just a quick lie down, come to me, go. Yeah.
Is it typical for dogs to have, when you're starting driving, to have more of an issue with wanting to go to balance or
Yes.
coming in?
Wanting to go.
Wanting to go to balance is more.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And
My
a lot of the
experience
time,
would bear that out.
well, what?
My experience would bear that out.
Yeah. And a lot of the time, if you just lie down and wait for the dog to key in, they'll go. But if you try to push them to go before the dog is really locked on, they'll drift. So you have to be patient here. And you really can't be afraid of getting this. As long as you keep setting it up so that the dog is driving, it'll be fine.
Because it's not like you're going to do everything perfectly.
No, that'd be nice.
Yes.
Then the other day you said you always turn it into a fetch at the end. Why is that?
So, if my my dog is driving away from me, and I call them off,
They're losing their sheep
what have I just taught them?
to disconnect and come back to me.
Mm-hmm. And so you're taking power away. And so if my field is this long, and they're driving, then they're going to start looking at me. What does that teach the sheep?
To leave
Or
be sticky.
or fight. And so now every time the dog comes back, we have to re-engage. So I will. So I will tell the dog to go.
Okay.
That'll do.
Oh, so you don't actually fully let them bring you the sheep?
You don't
just
have to.
Okay. Okay. So
You
as long
can.
as they've done that, then you can call them off. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. And so I might just ask for this,
Okay.
lie down, all right,
Okay.
good enough.
Perfect.
The key is you don't have to. Just like on a fetch, once they're experienced, the sheep don't have to come to me.
Right. Right.
You need to bring them to me until I tell you to change it.
Right.
Now I'm driving. Guess what? Now I want you to fetch them again from here. And so you don't want it to look like a formal trial course all the time, because then the dogs go, well, every time I go out and get the sheep, I bring them to you. And then I go around your feet. Well, what happens when you're here and my post is here? And the dogs have to go, or the sheep have to go around that post, and they're not to your feet.
And they do that at Ross.
Yep.
Vashon
Or-
does it that way.
What was that?
I said Vashon does it that way.
Yes, they do. Yeah, Zamora does as well. Yeah. Or same thing what Harold was talking about. My sheep need to go this way first. We're currently driving. But now I can ask you to fetch them. So have at. Okay? Alright. The other biggie is when you are practicing